PES 2014 is an odd beast, a strange hybrid of its straightforward arcade roots and the ever-growing complexity of the FIFA series. In some respects, this complexity is warranted. Never has a PES game looked quite as realistic as 2014 does.
A goal for Sao Paulo!
But that realism comes at a price. For all the flashy animations and physics tweaks that have been added, some of what makes a game of PES so direct and so much fun has been lost. This is very much a case of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That much is clear as soon as you start passing the ball around. Where PES has always been about snappy passing and a real feeling of direct control over players, 2014 adopts some of the automated feel of FIFA, much to its detriment. There's some lousy AI implementation, which means that passes often don't go to the player you want, the game seemingly thinking it knows better than you. Knocking down some of the assist settings helps to alleviate the issue somewhat, but the inconsistent AI rears its ugly head again when you're trying to set up goals, with players making runs down the pitch in all the wrong places, or failing to chase down the ball when you need them to. These frustrating moments aren't frequent enough to ruin the experience entirely, but when you find yourself yearning for another bash on last year's game, clearly something's gone awry. When it does come together though, PES 2014 can be a wonderful thing. Fast-paced and at times edge-of-your-seat thrilling.
Rooney is making his way forward. Goal! They're well clear now. It's just a question of how many more.
Shooting feels as tight as ever, with a real feeling of control as you expertly blast a shot past the keeper and into the top corner of the net. The excellent jockeying and tactical positioning in defence, dribbling system and shot modifiers all make a welcome return too. Tying the on-pitch action together is the much-lauded Fox engine, which is also powering the upcoming Metal Gear Solid 5. It certainly looks a little sharper than previous PES games, but don't expect a huge graphical overhaul here. Instead, the focus is on player emotions, with new facial animations resulting in some uncanny representations of joy, despair, and frustration as keepers are beaten, posts are hit, and offsides render a once beautiful goal meaningless. Sadly, the frame rate takes quite a hit during these moments, as well as during match build-up and replays, which is incredibly jarring against the otherwise smooth play on pitch. Elsewhere, PES 2014 remains way behind FIFA in terms of online and offline modes, as well as its overall presentation. Many of the modes remain unchanged from last year, although League mode makes a return after being removed in 2013. Master League Online and Become a Legend do see some tweaks, but they do little to make these dated modes any more compelling, and absolutely pale in comparison to the likes of FIFA's huge online leagues, EA Sports Football Club and Ultimate Team.
Now seeking to get that ball in. Goal! Manchester United! And that's the opener for this game.
Where PES 2013 could get away with some less than stellar modes, thanks to some excellent on-pitch action, 2014 can't pull off the same feat. It just isn't quite as much fun as last year, despite some additions that should have made it more so. The awfully garish menu system and painfully repetitive commentary certainly don't do it any favours either.
Really quick reactions to the loose ball.
This is a game that tries to straddle the line between arcade action and sublime simulation and never really succeeds at either. PES is at its best when it's selective with its realism. Here's hoping next year it can go back to doing what it does best.
The pressure's been applied like that. I think he asked too much of himself.
Whacks it. Quick score. 2 goals to the good and they're set back.